In our presentation, we will have some topics. First, introduction. The second, timeline. Third, frequency distribution table. Fourth, histogram. Fifth, polygon. And the last, closing.
This is the definition about statistics. Statistics is a knowledge of data collection, presentation of data, analysis data, taking conclusion, and decision making. Data is collection of facts or number or everything that the chart can be trusted, so they could all be used making a conclusion. Data groups are statistical data which every unit consists of group of numbers. Data groups generally have a big measurement, more than 30 data. Data groups will be easily present in frequency distribution table form. In addition, data groups also can be present in histogram form, a polygon, and OGIF. Presentation of group data can be present in various forms. Explanation of each the presentation of data group as follows. According to FISCA 2012, the steps for making distribution table are the first, sequence of the data for the smallest to the largest and find the smallest data and the largest data. And the second, count the distance or the range. The formula count the distance or the range is R equal to the largest data minus the smallest data. The third, count the sum of class with the stacks rule. The formula count the sum of class with the stack rule is C equals to 1 plus 3.3 log n, which n equals to the sum of the data. The fourth, count the length class interval. The formula for the length class interval is L equals range divide sum of the class. And the last, determine the lowest data or the lower end of the interval per class. Then count the interval class with the formula is the lowest data plus the length class interval.
According to Hernadi 2009, some of the terms that commonly used in frequency distributions are class interval.
This is the segment result class interval 63 until 67, 71 until 73, and the last 80 until 82.
And the second is class limit. Class limit, there are two. Upper class limit, and the second is lower limit.
Okay, the upper class limit is 67, 67, 73, 76, and the last 82. And the lower class limit is 63, 71, and the last 80.
The third, the age of the class. To determine the age of the class, we can use the formula lower age equals to lower limit subtracted by 0.5, and the second, upper age equals to upper limit plus 0.5.
Okay, this is the large data 65 minus 0.5, and the upper data is 67 plus 0.5. The last 80 minus 0.5 and 82 plus 0.5.
And the fourth, wide interval class. To determine the wide interval class, we can use formula wide class equals to upper class minus lower class.
Okay, this is the upper class. 767 minus 64.5 equals 3, and 82.5 minus 79.5 equals 3. This is all equals 3. The last is midpoint. To determine midpoint, we can use this formula. Midpoint equals half upper limit plus lower limit.
So, for the first class, equals to half times 67 plus 65 equals to 99.5. And the second class is half times 70 plus 68 equals to 96. So that's all the way we can use in all the class. Well, I will explain about cumulative frequency distribution. We have to know that there are two kinds of cumulative frequency distribution. First, cumulative frequency distribution less than, and the second, frequency cumulative distribution more than. For example, we can make a list of cumulative frequency less than and more than from the result of students' daily examination to the problems of classified frequency distribution. From the problems, we can make a list of cumulative frequency less than as follows. In less than frequency distribution, we can take the data from average in the first table and we add the symbol less than in front of every data that we take. Why less than? In order the data fulfill the interval class. And talking about the cumulative frequency less than, the value is 2 because we add the frequency in first class and the second class, so the value is 7. And next, for the third class, we add the first frequency in the first class and the second and the third equals to the frequency cumulative of the third class, which is 2 plus 5 plus 13 equals to 20. And the last is we got 40 here because we add the frequency from the first table, which is 2 plus 5 plus 13 plus 14 plus 4 plus 2 equals to 14. In more than frequency distribution, we take the data from lower age in the first table and we add the symbol more than in front of every data that we take. Why more than? In order the data fulfill the interval class. And talking about the cumulative frequency more than, the value is 14 because the data 64.5 involved all the frequency in the first table. For the second, why 38? Because the data more than 67.5 involved all the frequency in the first table except the first class. So 14 subtracted by 2 equals to 38. Next, we will learn about histogram. From the table before, we can make a list of cumulative frequency less than and more than as follows. For example, we make a histogram from the result of students' daily examination data in problems classified frequency distribution. We can see the histogram here. The horizontal axis consists of the interval of the data, while the vertical axis consists of the frequency of the data. According to Rayana 2009, there are some things that should be noticed in making a histogram. First, there are two axes, which is vertical and horizontal. The second, a scale on two axes must not be the same. The third, vertical axis let frequency in each interval class. Horizontal axis let every interval data from the frequency distribution table. For every interval, horizontal axis limited by upper age and lower age. An upper and lower age drag a line towards up until the number appropriate with the frequency of vertical axis. After that, both of their edges are connected in order a bar which is the shape is rectangular. The fourth, because of perpendicular line drawn from upper edge and lower edge in every interval, then we'll get a rectangular which is concise on one side. Fifth, the width of each item must be equal to one another, including the color or shade pattern. The last, each section of the bar is given a number which indicating the frequency.
Thanks for your checks. Okay, I will explain about polygon. So, polygon are lines diagram which a format connecting the midpoint to upper rectangle sides of histogram. Three steps if you make a polygon. The first, read the midpoint of the class. Use the formula lower x value plus upper x value over 2. The second, make the absolute table frequency distribution with addition columns by point columns for middle point. So the three, read polygon graph and view data in table distribution frequency. So for improve the polygon, look at the example. For example, mathematics value data of 80 students for SMP Tunas Hijau Sidoarjo has been served in frequency table distribution.
We want to make a graph of polygon. First, we have to find the mid value. To find the mid value, we add lower x value with upper x value and then divide it by 2. The same way to find its interval class. Next step, we draw Cartesian diagram. Input the mid value of x-axis and frequency y-axis. Related the mid value and its frequency. And related all the points. All the points are connected by lines.
Okay, next, there are two kinds of polygon. The first, frequency polygon, and the second, cumulative frequency polygon. So the first, frequency polygon. Frequency polygon, when the middle from histogram are connected line graph and elected bar, they will get frequency polygon. So for improved understanding about the frequency polygon, look at the example. For example, mathematics value of 80 students for SMP Tunas Hijau Sidoarjo has been served in table frequency distribution.
From those data, we find the graph for polygon graph and become the line graph.
The second kind of polygon, cumulative frequency polygon. For cumulative frequency distribution, you can make line graph with a cumulative frequency polygon. If cumulative frequency polygon is smoothed, it will be obtained a curve namely given. From cumulative frequency distribution, less than and more than, this can be finished with the Cartesian file. Upper x and lower x repair x-axis, and frequency cumulative less than or more than repair y-axis. When necessary points are connected, they will be formed a curve namely ogive. So the kinds of ogive. The first up ogive and the second down ogive. The first up ogive. When the graph arrays based on cumulative frequency distribution tested as follows.
For up ogive, from those data, you add the lower x and less than from cumulative distribution, so the graph increase.
The second kind is down ogive. When ogive will be down, the graph arrays based on cumulative frequency distribution more than as follows.
For down ogive, from those data, you assert the upper x and more than from cumulative distribution table, so the graph will decrease.
I think that's all from us. Hopefully it will be useful for everyone.
Thanks for your attention and
Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi